to be joining us. Many of you might recognize the species. Some of you might also have already seen them out in your neighborhood. Yep, so I have heard many people already mention it. This is our raccoon, and his name is Skipper. So Skipper here, he is going to be getting a variety of different food items throughout our presentation, showing off all the ways that he finds food that he needs to survive. So raccoons are, in a sense, similar to us in that they are what we call omnivores. And omnivores, they can eat pretty much everything. They will eat plants, they will eat things like fruit, flowers, roots. They'll also eat meat products, so they might have some fish that they will find, they might have some rodents, they might have some eggs. They will also eat insects. And as you all can see, Skipper is showing off his ability to find and also get that food. So if you've been watching him, he's got that lovely nose of his to help him smell where the food is. But actually, especially if you're kind of watching even with that particular activity, what is he kind of using to find that food? Yeah, his paws. So raccoons, they have an incredible sense of touch.
What business does he have
What
being so
we mean by
cute?
that is
Right?
that the touch receptors in their hands, they have quite a lot
He's a
more
handsome boy.
compared to most other mammals and most other animals. So if you were watching Skipper closely, he wasn't even really looking into that feeder. He's kind of using his hands to pat around and to feel what he is trying to find and what he is trying to eat. So raccoons have a bunch of touch receptors. It helps them to be able to find their food, but also that helps them to determine if there is something a little bit tastier. So a lot of times people have seen perhaps videos
He's like, I don't want
of
to climb.
raccoons where it seems like they appear to be washing their food. They are not actually washing their food. They don't care how clean their food is. If it tastes good, they're gonna put it into their mouth, no matter how much dirt is on it. But what they're doing when they're using that water is they're actually increasing the sensitivity of their touch. It's kind of like the same concept. Like if any of you have ever been a pool or maybe soaked in the tub for too long, your hands get really pruny and kind of a little bit more sensitive. That's the same kind of principle that our raccoons are using to help them figure out if this is something I want to eat or maybe something not. So that is how they have an incredible sense of touch to be able to find their food. And again, as we said, raccoons, they kind of enjoy eating a lot of things. So for a raccoon, they are pretty adaptable, which is why oftentimes we see them sometimes pretty close to people. And you can kind of see Skipper showing off that sense of touch a little bit better and how he is using that water. You can see he's not even really looking there sometimes, he's just kind of feeling around. But because these raccoons are so adaptable, you can see they can run around, they can climb, they can find their food pretty easily. So a lot of times they come into our territory or where we're often living because we have a lot of things that they want. We've got food. If any of you have
She's
pets
gonna reset.
pet food, then a lot of times they are attracted to that because that is a resource. Or if any of you have water fountains or sprinklers, that's also a water source. Or if any of you have nice little places that they might want to hide, aka if you have maybe a pet house or even a little doggy door, that is very inviting for a raccoon. But you definitely don't want a raccoon anywhere in your space. Raccoons do have some pretty sharp chompers and some pretty sharp claws. And again, once they get into your stuff, they're gonna think all of your stuff is theirs and they are never gonna wanna leave. So best way to get raccoons out of your space and staying in their natural habitat where they are supposed to be is to make sure that you eliminate any resources that they might want. And as you can even see from some of our activities, you'll have to hopefully realize that those things might be very secure.
Yeah, you can grab this.
All right, so we are actually going to test Skipper's sense of smell a little bit. Again, as an omnivore, one of the things that they eat are eggs. And so we've got a fake little nest over there, or more like a giant nest over there. And we are actually going to ask maybe 2 people if they can help us set up the activity for him. So who wants to help us? I saw your hand first. If you want to go ahead and yep, come all the way over to this side, and we could have one more person join us. All right, I saw your hand. Let's come over here. Hi, what are your names? Mia. Hi, Mia. I'm Stephanie. And what's your name? We have Mia and Haley over here, so they are going to help us. And so we have some eggs that we're going to have them fill with some of Skipper's favorite treats. Give us just a moment.
Yes. So this is the San Diego Zoo Wildlife Explorers Basecamp 1 p.m. presentation. If you come into the zoo entrance, just go to your left and just follow the main path all the way through, past the Skyfari, past the big marble on the water thing, and keep walking up over the bridge and you're at the stage. And just to my left is like there's a restroom over there, and there's cool critters over there, and there's the bridge you come across. And you will see a different animal, or various different animals on the stage, because they have, I think, around 30 animals that live here. But here you can see Skipper. They'll talk about his story where he was orphaned as an infant and people kept him as a pet too long and he was deemed non-releasable, so that's why he lives here.
All right, so what Mia and Haley have helped us with is there are some eggs with some of Skipper's favorite treats, and there are also some that are blank. So right now what to try to challenge Skipper with is that sense of smell, to see if he will only pick out the eggs with his tasty foods and leave the blank ones, because for an animal, they don't want to waste their energy. So if it's empty, why would they go for it? But if he smells something tasty, he's going to want to use the effort to actually open up those eggs.
Remember, if you're watching this and it's not Zoo Guy
and
Ryan.
Also, for opening those eggs,
there they
we
go.
know that, as we talked about, raccoons can be pretty handsy. How many of you think he's going to use his hands to open those eggs? Okay, we got a few people. How many of you think maybe he'll use another body part? Okay, it seems like mostly people think he's going to use our hands. I mean, for us, that's the easiest. If you're an animal that can use your hands, why wouldn't you want to use them? So he might explore around a little bit, but when he comes over here, we'll see how Skipper does.
When he knows
Usually
when he first
he's a
comes
pretty
out to
good
go on top
student,
that log.
Usually like an AB student, so we'll see how he does today. All right, well, Skipper's slowly making his way out. We do a lot of training with him, and so we do ask him to be patient just to make sure that he is focused on us. He's also got a great sense of hearing, so there is something in the back that kind of Matt had his ears perk up, but we'll see how he does. And as you can see, this is classic raccoon, where again, if you've got your trash unsecured, like this lovely trash can, that is not going to stop a raccoon from trying to get into what is inside, and they will probably make a mess. But here goes Skipper. Ooh, does everyone see how he opened up that egg?
No.
So if you're watching closely, he's using his hands to pick up those eggs, but he's actually, yep, I heard someone say, he's biting down on those eggs. So that's what raccoons will normally do. And that one, he said, is extra special. Yeah, I need to take it away. But if we take a look here, so there were, I believe, 3 eggs that, were had his snacks, and 2 eggs that had nothing in them, completely intact. So great sense of smell that Skipper has. He's not going to work for what's not good. And Skipper here, so sometimes we get the question, okay, why do we have a raccoon? They're a native species. They're found pretty much all throughout North America. Why do we have a raccoon with us? What's the point? Well, Skipper here, he has quite a unique story. So his siblings were actually found here in San Diego on someone's boat. And they were found at a time when raccoons should have still been with mom. And so thankfully those people, they knew what to do with orphaned wildlife. They brought it to a great organization we have called Project Wildlife that is local here in San Diego. And they do wildlife rehabilitation and they are really good at it. So they started that process with Skipper's siblings, and then a few weeks later, they brought in Skipper. Skipper was the same age as these raccoons, except he was a little bit too familiar with people already. So again, raccoons are very smart, and if you have the things that they need, and you give them the things that they need, they are gonna want to stick around you. So they brought him into Project Wildlife when he was already a little bit too accustomed to people. They tried to reintroduce Skipper back to his siblings, but unfortunately, Skipper being so smart and realizing that people had all the good stuff, they realized that Skipper was teaching his siblings how great people were. Not very helpful, especially if you're trying to teach a healthy fear of raccoons so that they can stay in the environment doing what they do best. So unfortunately, they had to separate Skipper. All his siblings graduated. They're out back in their native habitat doing what raccoons do best. And Skipper here got to live with us instead and be an ambassador for his species. So Skipper is a little bit in his winter season right now as a local species. As you all know, it's supposed to be cold, but here in San Diego, I guess we're always warm and hot and sunny, as our nickname often suggests. So he's kind of got his winter coat and his winter bulk on. But we love Skipper in all seasons, and he definitely gets to show off why this species is so incredible. And so I've kind of been yapping
She
about
fed him
Skipper
a mouse.
quite a bit.
If you don't want to see him eat a mouse,
and also just watch him
jump
all
ahead.
the time. But if anyone has questions, feel free to raise your hand. Oh, and again, omnivore, that is a mouse. Delicious. And he said, I'm taking it to go, right? I think we're going to try one more time. Okay, so he's snacking right now, and then he's going to come back out for just another brief little session. Any questions about Skipper, raccoons?
How old is he?
How old is Skipper? So Skipper is roughly around 2 years old right now. Usually raccoons, they actually don't live too long. Usually it's roughly about 5 years. And that, again, being so flexible and adaptable to live in urban environments, they're going to be facing things like disease, potential car strikes, and other kinds of different risks. But when they are here in a zoo setting, they can actually live to be about 20 or more years. So he is still quite young right now and got a lot of time. But Skipper is out of snacks, at least for this session, which means he is going back home. So we appreciate you all for coming and for being interested to meet our wildlife ambassadors. If you have any last questions, I'll stay a little